14 or more carries in the scrimmage. It looked like y'all intentionally wanted to kind of work those guys.
Yeah, that was the kind of tone that Coach Enos had said we were going to do in the scrimmage. We were going to come out and try to run the ball initially and try to get those guys going, and I was pleased with the way they ran the ball.
Everybody seems to be talking about Maleek pretty well. What do you think of his debut in the scrimmage?
Maleek's doing a really good job. Think about it. He should be getting ready to go to the prom right now, but he's here on campus. He's a guy that's really conscientious. He's got a natural feel for running the ball, and I've been really impressed with where he's at so far.
I think Brett said that he came in at 236 and he's down around 220, maybe a little bit less.
Yeah.
Is that about where you want him at?
You know what? We tried to get him down to 215. I think probably 218 to 220 is his ideal weight. So, the one thing about him is if you ask him to do something, he's going to do his best to try to get there.
Coach Eno said that or Brett said Saturday, there were specific plays where you wanted some cuts from Rawleigh. What did you see on that standpoint?
Well, you know what? The one thing that, we talked to Rawleigh about is being able to get to the second level, making cuts on linebackers. And, he did that on Saturday. And, that's something that he knows he needs to continue to improve on.
What did you think of Maleek? You may have answered that already, but what did you think of the way Maleek ran?
The first run out of the gate wasn't so good, but after that he got caught up to the speed of the game, and I was really impressed with him. For a guy that's only been here for 7 practices or so, he's adapted to the college game, the speed of it, and the thing that I like about him is his toughness and, his pad level, and, he's just done a great job for us so far.
Devwah Whaley, speak on, his growth from year 1 to year 2. What are some things that you've seen that's really impressed you and got you so excited about this upcoming year for him?
For Devwah, I tell you what, Devwah, when he first got in, like Maleek, he never been in a pass game. So for him, learning the protections and things, he could only play on first down. As the year went on, when Cody got hurt, we forced him to play on all 3 downs. And from the fall to now, he's just made leaps and bounds. So I've been really pleased with his attention to detail in the pass game as far as running routes and just his pad level and just the speed that he's playing at now.
What about general points of emphasis for your room coming into the spring?
Well, for us this spring, number one, we wanted to be a little bit more physical, not only in the run game but in the pass game. We wanted to pay more attention in the pass game as far as being detailed in our routes. That was something that Coach Enos had talked to us about moving into the spring. And so far, I've been pleased with what they've been able to do in the pass game more than what they've been able to do in the run game.
And maybe a word on Kendrick. Looks like he's really solidified there.
Yeah, he's kind of slimmed down a little bit, and the thing that we're doing with Hayden is we're dual training him at tight end and at fullback. But as far as fullback, Kendrick's been, he's been physical when we throw the ball out to him. He's been able to catch the ball and finish, so I've been really pleased with him.
I think Brett mentioned maybe after the first couple, maybe the first week, that Maleek had only had 1 mental bust. Has he done pretty well since then in that regard? Like, has he picked it up?
Yeah, from a mental standpoint, he really has, because, we're a pro-style offense, and the pass game is the hardest thing to pick up, and he's been able to do that. So, but he's a conscientious kid. He'll come in on his own, watch film. He'll come in. We met on Saturdays and on Sundays when he had free time. So, he really wants to do well, and I've been really impressed by the way he's been able to pick up the offense.
Is that something that you encourage him to do, or did he approach you about coming in on Saturdays?
Well, you know what? Coach B always talks about overtime. And I'm fortunate for me, I'm single, so I'm able to come in and, he has time and, he wants to get better, and that's my job to help him get better.
How's Devwah progressed?
Devwah's done a great job, the thing about him is he's got better in the pass game. He could always run the ball, had a natural feel for that, but now he's more confident and comfortable in the pass game, so he's going to be a guy that can play 3 downs for us.
The pairing of Devwah and Rawleigh now in year 2, how do you expect them to just get better, the 2 of them together?
You know what? Last year we'd go series by series. We didn't go with a guy that had the hot hand. I can see us continue to do that, because one guy, Rawleigh's a little bit more shiftier and that type of thing, and Devwah's a little bit bigger and a little bit more physical, and I think they complement each other pretty well. So I think right now we would continue to do what we did at the end of the season, going 1 series at a time with them.
What is Maleek bringing into the room?
I think Maleek brings a toughness to it. Where Cody Walker was that guy for us last year, he was the hammer. That's kind of Maleek. Maleek is a guy that will hit it up in there. He's physical. He runs with great pad level. And, so far the thing that I think that everybody's been impressed with him is his toughness.
Could you envision him having a role this fall? I mean, obviously Rawleigh and Devwah are going to get the lion's share of the carries, but could you see him playing a role?
Oh, absolutely. You think about it. Before Cody got hurt, we played 3 backs last year, so there'll be a role for him. And, whether it be special teams, getting a few carries here and there, but he's going to force us to have to play him just by what he's shown us so far on the practice field.